What helped with making Thriller, well, a big seller, is the videos helped a lot. I mean, they really, really sold that record. The production by Quincy Jones was big and glossy, and I mean, he was a veteran. He was working with Ray Charles in 1949 in Seattle, so he'd been around a long time, and he knew how to make big, glossy commercial records. And to me, the Michael Jackson records have always been big and glossy, and it's not really my thing. I don't really care for that much, but I'm the only person in the world that wasn't bowled over by Thriller. Well, thank you. That's so good. I've been looking for you all my life. The Thriller video seemed like another step in the direction of making videos into little movies, little stories, and eventually they get longer and stuff like that. But it seemed to legitimize the video art, if you can call it that, a little bit, because it showed there was more you could do with it, and you had this remarkable talent. I mean, whatever you think of him, Michael Jackson was an incredibly talented guy, and when you have the confluence of talent, ideas, and money, there's nothing you can't do.
So before the Michael Jackson videos, there were very few African American artists shown. They were definitely very rock oriented, the few that they showed. How do you think the success of Michael Jackson changed MTV's willingness to showcase African American artists?
Well, we were selling like 10 million albums or something. You don't care if you're black or white. So it was a great thing. It's hard to think back to that time. Was the world ever like that? But yeah, MTV was very white.
It was like Joan armatrating.
Well, it's white-like kind of black people. And Michael Jackson opened things up because he was clearly a black performer. He was a great dancer. He had great production, and it's just reinforced the idea it doesn't matter what color you are or anything. I mean, it's just a great idea that it reinforced. And pretty soon, and up to today too, some of the best videos started being made by rap and hip hop guys, and they're brilliant. And there's some great black directors that work in that medium. So it was a real breakthrough, just on the racial level, that Michael Jackson had such a big success. One day there came like a fax. Remember fax? A fax came into MTV to some higher up saying, from now on, you will refer to Michael Jackson as the king of pop. Well, the news department where I worked, we never referred to him as the king of pop. I think we may have done a story on this, as a matter of fact. Astonishing. And yet, on the rest of MTV, suddenly he was the king of pop. It's incredible. It's very megalomaniacal, I think. I remember there was a Video Music Awards one year, and it was outside Radio City, and Michael Jackson was going to do something outside behind a phalanx of bodyguards. And he showed up. It was going to be like on a truck or something, or a stage. He showed up, and suddenly what had otherwise been an empty street was filled with fans, just out of nowhere. Where did they come from? He brought them with him, I'm sure. So that kind of stuff goes on. I think there was a lot of, since everything is so visual, it's important that you see how adored the star is. And you see more and more of that. It's like, oh yeah, I've got to look like people were really into me. You don't want to be seen in a way that makes you look less than fabulous.